30-minute increments.
I
Welcome
hate you for that.
back. Welcome back, everybody, to Lord of the Ring talk here on the Rewatchers Council. No. Welcome back to the Buffy edition of Rewatchers Council. Got to separate them now.
Yes, there's additions.
You got to separate them now. Now, guys, I'd like to welcome back Adelia Chamberlain. Adelia, how are you?
I'm doing okay. How are you, Snark?
I'm doing good. It's been a busy couple weeks for me, but I'm excited to talk Buffy. Ferris Mazan is back. That was delayed.
I didn't. Now I know what you're doing. I got you now, Rob. Next time it won't be delayed.
Never.
No.
Anyways, Ferris, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? You know what, Adelia? This combo's really thrown me off. Red glasses, blue shirt. I need color coordination.
They're pink.
They look
not
red to me.
They're pink.
Well, still, it's throwing me off.
Would you like me to put on my other glasses, Ferris?
Yes, thank you. Are they blue?
They're purple.
They're okay. No, keep that on.
They're dark purple.
No, keep it on. Keep the red on. At least it matches.
Back.
Or the pink. It matches.
Again, they're pink.
Sorry, I'm sorry. The pink kind of matches the red aesthetic.
I'll put on the other glasses before we do the NFL draft first round watch along tonight. Over on the sports channel, link to the channel in the description of this episode.
Yes. Hit that like, hit that subscribe.
As for fashion talk, you guys have made it here. You didn't say anything about my glasses first.
Well, your glasses are always on point. They're black and they fit everything.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything. Now, guys, enough of your shenanigans. It's time to talk Buffy. Living conditions.
Some shenanigans in this episode, I will say.
There's shenanigans aplenty in this one. Much better episode than the season opener.
Yes.
I'd have to say. Fun episode. The next two after this, great. The one after that.
Episode 5 is an episode.
Yeah.
It isn't even. Oh my god, we're gonna be talking about it anyways because we're contractually obligated. Now, this one was original air date of October 12th, 1999. Directed by David Grossman. His last one was Enemies for Buffy, and it was written by Marty Noxon. Of course, the last one she wrote was The Prom, so it wasn't too long ago, but a classic in The Prom. I don't know if Ferris feels the same way, but
it was an episode, I guess.
Yeah, number one movie. I said it last week. One of Adelia's probably all-time favorites, Double Jeopardy.
I have seen it.
Yeah, she's actually seen this one. We'll go through the number one song in the UK because it's still Blue by Eiffel 65, but we put them out. Number one in Canada, Mambo number 5. It isn't number 5, it's number one in our hearts.
It's always number one in my heart.
The number one song in your United States of America this week, when this episode aired, not this week particularly, unless you're watching this on like October 12th. Heartbreaker by Mariah Carey.
Oh, I like that
song.
That's a great song. That's a great song.
Is that the one with they used the song from they sampled the Tom Tom Club? Did it? I think so. Anyways, DVD synopsis time. A series of nightmares concerning a soul-sucking demon leave Buffy convinced that the best way to deal with her overly perky college roommate is to simply kill her.
I mean, that's pretty accurate.
I don't know if it's the best way to do it.
I don't think it's the best way, but it is the way that we get to the conclusion of this episode.
That's true. And I also want to say, if you go into the Paramount app to watch Buffy, at least here in Canada, you can get the DVD synopsises. I found that out in season 2. And it's a good thing because over the last week, my 8-month-old puppy ate my booklet for season 4.
No!
And didn't even eat it, just destroyed it. Did it out of spite. Just left it there, waiting for me. All right, yeah.
Well, that's why you gotta keep dogs outside.
Well,
no.
Give them a little play area. I'm not inhumane. Give them some good grass, a little play area, a little doggy jungle gym. You know,
I think those kind of things work in California, and not in.
And doesn't exactly work when you have snow.
Yeah.
Okay, valid point.
It's a little chilly. Now,
then get a Siberian Husky. They love the snow.
No dogs love the snow. Some could only tolerate it. Now,
yes,
it's going to start off, at least you guys. Back to dog talk later. It starts in Buffy's dorm with Believe constantly on repeat, thanks to Buffy's new roommate, Kathy. They might as well have just called this episode the Passive Aggressive Olympics.
Yes.
This whole episode, well, besides some of the stuff at the end, could have been taken care of in like 15 minutes if these guys just talked about things.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they show each other no respect at all. They just do what they want all the time. And anyways, Buffy has to figure out a way, get out of the apartment or go out of the dorm room, I guess, because she has to.
You ever had a roommate, Rob? You ever had a roommate?
I've had plenty.
Yeah,
I have had. At one time, I lived in a house that had 5 other people in it.
Oh my God, Robert! Why would you do that to yourself?
Because the rent was like $90 a month or something like that, or $100 a month. And this is when I'm 18 years old. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Well, and also it's a lot. When you say $100 a month, and it's a lot cheaper than California. I can tell you that. Like it'd be like saying, I don't know, $800 a month or something for you guys. Mm-hmm. But anyways, so Buffy's gonna go out for coffee. You know, it's we get more mother henning from Kathy here. So it's gonna be so late, and are you gonna stay up all night? Just passive aggression. Anyways, also here's another thing. I don't remember this from the 90s, and I don't think it's a thing. But maybe it is in the States, and maybe specifically for college dorms. She talks about making sure you log the calls so you only pay for the ones that you made. You know,
that's a 90s thing. That's a 90s thing.
I thought it was just a monthly bill. Like that's what I remember from I never remember having to log or having an individual.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't
except if it was long distance.
No, it was a monthly bill, but Kathy was just trying to say like we're getting a bill for the room. These ones are mine. These ones are yours, so they know how to appropriately split the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And also,
y'all remember minutes?
Mm-hmm.
I only got 30 minutes. You can't talk to me right now.
Yeah.
You only had so many texts and stuff like that too.
Yeah. Bring minutes back.
No, do that.
That's ridiculous. How about we just bring Snake back? That's all you need. Just that Nokia Snake. Now.
You know what? Yeah. Bring back the BlackBerry.
Some what is it? Research in motion. Okay. So it turns out also Buffy's been taking some of Kathy's milk. You know, and she's just taking it for coffee. That shouldn't be that big a deal, right?
Can't possibly have been that much milk.
Exactly. But also, come on, milk and coffee. What are you doing, Buffy?
What's wrong with that?
Oh my God! It's cream for coffee or black. Black is preferred.
No, black.
It's milk.
You don't like French vanilla?
It's milk for tea.
Yeah, you put milk in tea, but
people put milk in coffee all the time.
People put milk in coffee all the time. I will agree. But I'd prefer it with cream. No black coffee for me, please.
Cream, isn't that like? But y'all do half and half. Y'all do half and half, right?
Yeah,
half and half. Yeah,
half and half is good.
That's cream, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, half and half is cream and milk. Half and half.
Okay. Well, maybe there's another package of cream that she was stealing.
But no, but still, man, you gotta be like, hey, dog, I use some of your milk.
Yeah, that's it. Like all of these things.
And then you buy them another carton of milk.
Yeah, just say next time it's on me.
Yeah, but I got you next time. Yeah, exactly.
It's easy, guys. This is a simple thing. And this is their first week or whatever they say.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it's stupid.
Not great. This isn't. Yeah, it just shows maybe Buffy has some growing up to do still and stuff like that. I think Giles is going to mention later about how she's an only child. So she has to work through these things. We can always put a pin in that only child comment for later, if you know what I mean. Now, So she's gonna go out, meet up with Willow. Willow's gonna complain about Kathy. Willow has to keep telling her, well, college is a time for change.
Yeah.
Buffy, and if anyone's gonna know, you know what I mean.
Willow's roommate's not great either. And she keeps saying it.
We don't even meet them. It's
No, we
just
don't meet
like
They're just always partying. It's just party, always partying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with it, but
I would have been kind of fine with it. I'd be like, hey man, at least let me get my sleep. I
Like
got school.
I understand
terrible sleep.
the partying roommate, but for Willow, that's the
Yeah.
worst kind of roommate.
Yeah,
she
because
could have.
she's a nerd.
Yeah, huge
You
nerd.
know.
Even though she's dating, a guitar player and stuff, she goes to the clubs every night, but she's there mostly as a roadie now, it seems. Anyways, so Will talks about her challenging roommate, and they said they're going to rise to this. There's a challenge, they're going to meet it. But speaking about meeting, there's a glowy-eyed demon hanging around. Looks like Freddy Krueger with glowy eyes, guys.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of looked like that thing that helped out Giles. You know what I mean? That Giles introduced him to to his wife. Anyways, we get to hear some more sticks breaking. Buffy's getting ready to throw down and stuff like this. But no, it's just Kathy. Somehow Kathy has figured out where Buffy is, even though we suggest it's been a little bit of time since. They've parted ways, but finds her seemingly no problem. Just gonna go tag along for some decaf, which is smart.
I don't know why. Like
I don't know.
I don't understand
what buying decaf.
I don't understand the concept of decaf coffee. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, why do you? It's literally an oxymoron.
It's not uncaffeinated. It's decaffeinated. They've taken it out chemically through bleach and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
so you're just drinking that awful taste. Like coffee tastes awful.
You're a monster. You are worse. You're worse than Kathy.
No.
Hey, you watch your mouth. I'm not worse than Kathy.
Black coffee does taste awful. Yes.
Again, monsters. I get it.
But that's what coffee is, Delia.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So also,
that's why I doctor it up with milk and sugar and cream and other stuff. Yeah.
Whiskey.
Yeah, no, exactly. So like coffee is the black coffee, and then then you add all the extra fixins. Then you make your own. It's no longer it's coffee. Then you add cinnamon and pumpkin spice and caramel and
the
foam.
mashed potatoes of beverages.
Yeah. It's you know what, man? I once saw someone say Pedro Pascal has the acting range of a potato.
Jeez,
that's a compliment. Right. That's a compliment because the potato is magical.
Snark. Ryan's in the chat speaking French.
Oh, ça va très bien, monsieur, et toi?
Entonché, mon ami.
Comme ci, comme ça.
There you go. Now she gets it. She remembers. Yeah. It's like, all right.
My brother took French in high school. He don't remember.
I took French in high school for 3 years. I remember like 5 words.
Yeah, my brother don't remember the lick.
I had to take it, of course, throughout school, but and my mother's first language is French, but I don't remember
is she
too
from,
much.
Is she from Montreal?
No. She's from Manitoba. Manitoba is a huge French-speaking community.
Oh,
biggest,
really?
Biggest outside of Quebec, anyways. But when I was in Paris, I was surprised how much actually comes back to you. Like, oh, okay, I can get by here at least.
Yeah, sometimes if I'm reading something, I can remember it more than
that's
actually
way better.
Speaking it.
They'll look at me like I'm a dirty American. You don't know French. Get away from me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It took them for finding out that I was Canadian that they gave me half a break. I can fully understand, but you get the same kind of deal here in Quebec about if you're just from Western Canada and stuff like that. You get the same kind of right. It's just French.
If I went to France, I'm an American and an Arab. Oh my God, I'm going to get abused.
You'll be fine.
To be positive,
yeah, you'd be fine. People will think you're adorable. Now. So we got Kathy here. There's more noise. Here comes the monster. Buffy
Voguing.
reacts.
Voguing.
Why are you voguing?
Well, I get it. He's a model.
Vogue.
Yeah. No, I got the song. It's like, what is it?
Come on down, Vogue. Vogue.
Trying to think of
Vogue.
the actors' names, Dietrich and DiMaggio or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so Kathy gets knocked into the bushes by Buffy. There's a big fight, and eventually Kathy's gonna come out and complain her sweater got dirty. That guy
How
was
stupid is this woman? She just got saved from a mugger. And the first thing that comes to your mind is, no, not thank you, Buffy. It's, oh, my jacket's dirty.
yeah, her sweater. So she is very
I mean, this is literally when I had the first thought that Kathy, not what she seems.
she's anal retentive. Like you can
Yes.
see, she's ironing her jeans and stuff like that. You can see what's
Yeah.
in her. It's a
very much
character.
it's very much in her character to
Yeah.
want to be as neat as possible, and
Yeah.
and dirt on her clothes is a massive issue. But this is also I was also like, this is your problem here?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that guy was going to steal Buffy's backpack, and, she thought maybe, he could have hurt her and stuff like that. Anyways, we find out Glowy Guy has a little buddy, and that he says, well, she may be the one. So we all know who we're talking about, right? Buffy.
No.
Exactly.
Mhm.
What?
It's immediately when I was like, they're after Kathy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because I thought, yeah, that's what I thought. And then, we learned a little bit more.
Buffy goes to Giles's place the next day. He's going through his mail for some reason, and he seems to be fine with that. She's worried about him midlife crisising over like the scooters and stuff like that, and jogging and stuff like that. He says he's a mod jogger now. I kind of like that thing.
I love how they're in like the courtyard of his building, just talking about the demon and dreams and stuff like that. Like, not the dreams didn't come quite yet, but the demon that she ran into the night before, that just anybody could walk in at any moment. Just that's one of my favorite things about Buffy, is that they just don't care that people might overhear them.
I think the people around there have been through it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think they're just like whatever, and I think everyone has also learned just to keep the blinds
Hello,
closed and keep
Shook.
themselves.
What's up,
Shook? And then
Hi,
also,
Brennan.
Hey, Brennan.
what's up, Brennan? Councilman Brennan Mark. Now, also just imagine that a lot of these people may be at work, because remember that.
I'm a speed walker.
Speed walker. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Wait, time I did. Why did you react that way when you first saw it? You're like, why'd you react that way? Why'd you react that way?
I just
Why'd
thought
you
it
react
was
that
a
way?
funny comment to make.
Yeah.
Ferris is a speed jogger.
Yeah. Go speed
Why
jogger.
would that be funny? Why is that funny?
Oh my
You don't
God!
believe
It's
in
coming from Shook.
Yeah.
No, it's not that I don't believe in you. It's funny because it's coming
What
from
is he?
Shook.
What is he? A
Okay, that's
clown?
not-
What is he? A clown to you?
Do I amuse you? Do I make you laugh?
Yes, you do.
No,
that's a good
that's
point.
true. Yeah,
That's
that's
a
good.
valid point.
Right. So, yeah. Everyone else, remember that Giles is a man of leisure, so maybe everybody else is at work, and that's why you can be more comfortable with this. We'll say that.
Maybe.
I think that's easier.
Yeah.
Buffy's complaining. Go ahead.
I just find it funny. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Also too, they've probably been awoken in the middle of the night by Giles' apartment being assaulted.
It's gonna get worse.
By randos.
It's gonna get worse. I'm sure the apartment's cheap by now.
There goes Mr. Giles again.
Yeah.
Or whatever they call him.
Ripper.
Yeah. Or probably
just Rupert.
The
I think
probably
neighbors
that
neighbors
a-hole
would call him Rupert.
Or I would call him that a-hole down the hall.
Okay.
Ruining my sleep. I'm trying to work here.
Ridiculous. Maybe they have better manners over there. What do you think about that?
Well, Rupert doesn't have good manners. All that ruckus down the hall.
Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. Now, Buffy keeps going on about how fussy, all about Kathy and stuff like that, and Giles agrees she's fussy and that she's got some quirks and stuff like that about all these, like the measuring pencils and things like that are strange. He reminds her she'd do well to tolerate these things. And we cut back to the door and we see Kathy going through Buffy's closet, which isn't cool. it is cool when she notices the bag of weapons. She grabs the crossbow and the large crucifix and just shrugs her shoulders like whatever.
Yeah. Clue number 2.
Yeah.
Kathy's not as she seems.
Yeah.
Normal person would not react that way.
There are 3 people in this episode that can be considered terrible. We're gonna now meet the one I think is the most terrible. Because Buffy goes into or is at lunch, and just as he says, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make things right, and whatever, I'm gonna give Kathy a chance. The first time she sees her, she's in the lunch line, so she skips ahead in the lunch line, tries to hide, and she meets this guy named Parker Abrams.
Good old Parker Abrams.
Yeah,
No.
He's played by Adam Kaufman. He's been in a bunch of your favorite programs. Ferris, I'm sure. NCIS. What else? The Lethal Weapon series. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I watched a couple episodes of that.
Hawaii Five-0, Mad Men, which I like. He also, they said on, I looked up some of the things, like on IMDb, he says he shared the first gay kiss in a 1-hour drama in network history on Dawson's Creek, but I don't know if that means like on the WB. You know what I mean? I can't imagine that was the very first gay kiss ever kind of thing. So, anyways, I'm going to tell you this. For the longest time, not only did I hate this guy, I hated Peter Gallagher as well because they had such similar eyebrows.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't stand him because of Parker Abrams. Anyways, more on that jerk later. Now, and also, let's just say this. Maybe Adam Kaufman's a very nice fellow. Also, right? I hate the character, Adam Kaufman. I surprisingly hated the man, Peter Gallagher, which made no sense. Anyways, you know what? Don't judge me for that. Let's go. Anyway, Parker's going to give her tips on how to stretch her food card budget, I guess. So she gets some extra food for herself somehow, and also expresses how to use Ziplocs for wet food. The idea of which is gross to me. Just the words "wet food" is something that shouldn't happen.
Like
anyways,
he's like your macaronis and stuff. You go with the Ziplocs, and I'm like, no.
A sack of noodles. Not great.
Yeah, no.
Anyways, yeah.
Sounds amazing.
No.
They have an awkward goodbye. He, of course, uses that stupid trope where when someone introduces themselves, they repeat back like their entire name and titles. Like, what do you say? Well, goodbye, Buffy Summers of Stevenson. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. And I wonder if that happens like right there. That's what changed me in my life. Anyways, nobody ever says that in real life.
That's when he became a horrible person right there.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Anyways, you can tell that Buffy has like this little thing for him, and now she's gonna meet up with the Scoobs in the cafeteria. Even Xander's there hanging out for some reason. He has nothing else to do, I guess.
Go get a job.
Well,
get a job.
He's eating Willow's food right now.
Yeah, I'm very looking forward to some character development with Xander here, because right now it seems like Xander wants to be in college, but he's not.
Yeah, he was. There was no hope of him getting into college. I think we found that out.
I agree, but I feel like Xander is missing out on the experience of being around his friends.
Well, he didn't miss out on the experience of taking his clothes off for a bunch of ladies in Oxnard, California.
That's true.
He has that on them. Now, he has to pay for his own food.
Wow.
Paris, did you miss that in the first episode?
I think I may have glossed it over.
Okay.
Buffy's gonna tell Willow that there's nothing serious with Parker or whatever, and then Oz says that he's respecting the drive-by. Now, Xander's worried about, or is looking forward to doing more team-ups to just give him something to do. Buffy calls him Xand here.
Yeah.
Did you find that as off-putting as I did?
That was very weird.
That was weird.
Yeah, odd.
Like you should never short a name like Xander, like Xand.
It's already short.
Let's be clear. Yes, it's already short for Alexander. So why are we shortening it further?
Yeah, it's
time out.
Alexander, Xander.
So his name is Alexander.
Yes.
And he wanted people to call him Xander
Or his
Yes.
parents.
instead of Alex.
Yes.
I guess so.
He's an imbecile. I'm sorry. I hate this guy.
Oh my
I hate him.
God.
I
hate
well
him.
like
I hate him.
it's the same thing like Topher Grace is Christopher.
Hmm.
Except it's not Chris.
Excuse
it's
me?
Topher. Yeah.
How about he just writes douchebag on his forehead?
Oh
Okay.
boy. Oh brother.
What is this? Topher?
Topher.
What? I thought it was Topher. I thought it was Topher.
Maybe there
No.
But
was
it's actually
already.
short for Christopher.
I'm fairly certain it's short for Christopher. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it has them. It's like when
Maybe
Iron
there was
Eagle.
somebody. Maybe
It's like
there was
when-
already
oh, man.
somebody in SAG or whatever with the name Christopher Grace. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Topher Grace's name is Christopher John Grace.
There you go.
And he goes by Topher.
Toph.
Because of SAG? Is that what you're telling me?
No, I'm just saying maybe. I'm trying to figure out
Maybe.
a reason why. I don't know. It's odd.
Yeah.
People-
Emma Stone. Her actual
My-
name is Emily.
My name has two
There are too many
syllables.
Emilys?
Everyone only ever uses one, so who knows? They don't say Ert, so I
Yeah.
guess you're right. Some people are called
Yeah,
Bert, though. Some people are called Bert instead of Robert.
It's
So
true.
there you go. What are you gonna do? What I am gonna do is keep going on with the story here, Paris.
What?
Kathy comes by, says, well, she's gonna sit with them. They're like practically sisters now, her and Buffy. So she's borrowed her sweater. You know, one of Buffy's favorite things ever is when
She's a
people touch
monster.
her stuff. So you know, she wouldn't think she'd mind since she got her other one so muddy. Well, you know, she just wished that she'd asked. You know what I mean? This is where we find out some good news, Adelia.
Okay.
Kathy's from Nebraska.
No, she's not.
She's from Big Sky Country, as Xander says.
No,
He's traveled- he
no,
almost
no,
traveled-
no.
He
Nobody
almost
calls.
traveled all 50 states.
Nobody calls
Okay.
Nebraska Big Sky Country. Big Sky Country is Montana.
Is Montana.
Yeah. Anyways, this is where we get the meme of the Buffy, the close up on Buffy's eyes as she watches that great big. And how enormous was that burger for one thing?
Huge. It was huge.
And
You
that
would
big
I'm sorry.
glob.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You would never find a burger that big in a high school or a school cafeteria ever,
Yeah, it's
whether
like
it's college or high school.
it's like a Fuddruckers burger, if you guys remember that. I
Yeah,
don't know. Maybe
I
too
do.
long.
Yeah, I know. What I guess.
So there's great big glob of ketchup that's gonna
Yeah.
pour out of this huge burger all over Buffy's sweater. Oh
Mhm.
my god. Now it's back to, you know, the dorms and Buffy's complaining to Willow on the phone about Kathy. And then she gets that call log reminder from her when she gets back. Kathy starts flossing her teeth.
Oh gosh, she's. You know what? You know what? Before we find out the more stuff, at this moment, I hated her regardless.
Oh, she's
You know, I
irritating
just,
as shit. Yeah.
I didn't like her at all.
Well, I didn't say I hated her, but I thought
I
she
am
was
so
irritating.
glad we're done with this character. I am.
You're not looking forward to when she comes back in season 5?
No.
Okay, well she doesn't. So good news.
Oh,
Anyways, they go
thank
to
God.
they go into the fridge. Everything is labeled Kathy here,
Mhm.
but Buffy has left her gum, like just chewed a big wad of gum and put it on Kathy's side of the night table.
That's
Who
also
does
gross.
that?
That's also gross.
That was gross, yeah.
And it was like it was still super wet, and she had another thing in there, and she swallows it, blames a gum gnome. Kathy's almost buying it that it is. Oh my god! So they said, "Oh, enough. We're going to bed." This is when the first dream happens. You know, Buffy's getting blood poured into her mouth. There's that glow-eyed demon, you know, trying to suck the air out of her. What was the deal with the scorpion? That's one thing I didn't understand. Like, they're from a different dimension, as
Yeah.
we will find out. They just had scorpions there. You can't even escape scorpions in their dimension. That's pretty sad, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Anyways, when she wakes up, Kathy's looking at her, wondering if she always makes that noise when she's sleeping.
Mhm.
And if you guys remember, last episode, Buffy couldn't sleep because Kathy snored like a banshee, guys.
Like my
So,
uncle.
you know. Oh, yeah. Well, fuck, me too. Well, there you go. So, Buffy goes and tells the gang all this stuff. Giles is there. This is just in the like for some reason Giles is visiting the university now. He tells her about examining dreams.
It's like, why is Giles there? Buffy's just sitting in a chair. There's a girl sitting directly behind her, and they're just discussing this demon that she had a dream about. Like,
yeah, maybe they had a
this stuff drives me
budget or
nuts.
something. So,
Well,
anyways,
it is college. That everyone be talking about some weird stuff. People just kind of keep it moving.
people, respecting each other's boundaries in other places. You know what I mean? It was
Yes.
just not in Buffy's world. Now, Kathy's gonna walk up. Giles is introduced as their grown-up friend, which is fun.
But not in a creepy way.
Yeah, not in a creepy way though. She asks if he can examine the dream that she had last night. And this exact same dream that Buffy had. Then gives the boot to Kathy. After that, she's upset that Kathy has shooing her way into her own dreams now and stuff like that. Anyways, Kathy is gonna leave from here. There's a good chance that something happened with that demon that other night or whatever when Buffy got attacked on the thing and she had to push her. This is what they're supposing. It's a working theory. You know what I mean? Willow wants to go and research if the ritual means anything. Buffy takes off. They start to discuss Buffy's attitude here. Giles suggesting it's the cohabitation thing and the lack of sleep. But there's no concern until Buffy gets into the red zone. These guys, for her best friends,
have a color coordinated destruction.
I was gonna say they just constantly gaslight Buffy. Especially like, does anyone gaslight Buffy more than Willow in this entire series? She never believes anything she says until it's actually happening. Whatever.
Maybe Cordelia.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Cordelia did.
Yeah, but
I get what you're saying.
on the friend spectrum.
Yeah.
Kind of bad.
Yeah. So the two glow guys once again. Yeah, they're sure they got the one this time. Now they gotta summon their boss. I guess I don't know who this is, but I know that the name is Taparish.
Sure.
It's a pretty cool sounding name, Taparish. And
Taparish.
Buffy gets back to the dorm. Believe absolutely blaring once again. That would be enough, just for me.
Rob, I got a question, Rob.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So she puts the Celine Dion poster up.
Yep.
But then she plays the Cher song.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why wasn't she playing a Celine Dion song?
Probably
not
didn't
even
get the rights to it.
There's that. I was gonna say maybe not even Kathy can listen to Celine Dion on repeat. You know what I mean?
But one more thing. Was Believe this big?
Yes.
It was huge.
Huge.
I love the song.
Well, we found that it wasn't. It took a while for it to go #1 in America.
It took a while, but once it did, huge.
Yeah,
I love that song. Shout out to Cher, by the way. Shout out to you, girl.
And the original song, I guess they want. The original song, I think they wanted, and the one they said was in the shooting draft was, I think it was Butterflies or something like that by Mariah Carey. It was a different song, but they ended up going with this one. This one is, I think it's the perfect one. I think this song is annoying enough that if you hear it even just twice in a row, that could get to you. But speaking of annoying,
I've listened to it I once listened to it 4 times in a row and it still felt good.
Yeah,
well, that's you.
Yeah,
and it wasn't 80 times in a row like I think Buffy had to listen to it.
If I had to do that, I'd cry myself to sleep.
Does she have no other CDs? What's up with this girl, man? What is up with this?
Maybe she's maybe a little different. Maybe she's Buffy said that she's all about the light rock. There you go. Maybe she just Believe was a popular song at the time, and she could just
Believe light rock.
No,
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I don't know.
Pop, right?
Yeah, I guess I would imagine. So it's the first big auto tune song to go #1, isn't it? I think so. Anyways, Parker's there. Him and Kathy having a good old time talking on the bed. He's brought Ziploc bags for her and stuff like that. Kathy says the time just flew with them because they were having such a blast. Buffy, of course, is getting pissed off at this. And if Parker Abrams isn't loathsome enough, Adelia, we find out he's a Red Wings fan.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You
In
know
the
what?
90s, a bandwagon jumper. Oh my
No, here's the
god.
thing too, man. Here's the thing too.
Yeah.
That's worse than any demon he could ever become. Well,
I agree.
there's something worse. There's
There
something
is
worse.
something worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
He's gonna do worse.
If
Don't
he
worry
was
about.
from Toronto and he was a Maple Leafs fan, that would have been worse.
Okay.
That would have
Come
been
on.
worse.
This is a
That would have
family
been
show.
worse.
This is a family
I'm
show,
sorry,
Ferris.
Rob, but that would have been worse.
Ridiculous.
Sorry.
Guys, if you want to hear more complaining about the Maple Leafs, you can follow up Play Up Beards LGRN Sports. Yeah, there'll be lots. Don't worry about that. And not much Red Wing talk because
No.
They suck.
they didn't make it again.
They
Now
didn't make it.
you get the little
I
more
call
lab.
it the curse of. Nah, no, it's not.
Yeah,
No.
no, it's nothing.
That's not.
Yeah,
No.
we goes. Yeah. So the two Parker and they still kind of do this little giggling and stuff to themselves. They have their own thing or whatever. Now Buffy says, "You know what, you guys, take it outside." He leaves. Buffy starts apologizing already to this freaking guy. He promises they can do it another time. And now the two roomies are going to get back into it here. It's everything is that they've ever done or brought up is being actively done. There's flossing. There's Buffy goes and grabs the milk and starts going from the carton and having a spill out. I found that
This was disgusting.
disturbing.
Both of them need to be arrested for domestic terrorism.
I 100% agree.
Okay.
Kathy tells Buffy she's spoiled. I don't think she's wrong.
No,
she's not wrong.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, in a sense, she is, but we have to realize, like, when 15 years old, she was told you have to save the world. You need to go start killing people.
She's
So she
already
can't-
been killed.
Yeah, she's already been killed, and then like, I don't think she was spoiled. I just think she, yeah, okay, maybe, probably, I don't know. This happens a lot with divorced kids, kids of divorce.
Sure.
It happens a lot. I'm not
Well,
saying it happens all the time.
Her
but it
dad
happens
is
a lot.
not the best, though. Her dad. Not
Exactly.
Let's go on to this.
So, yeah.
We get to see.
Yeah, okay, fine. We can go spoiled.
Yeah, a little bit spoiled.
But but if I needed the world to be saved, I would call her though.
Oh yeah,
No question about that.
She's good at what she does. Now, Oz is walking Willow back to her dorm. They're still discussing Buffy. Oz says he's going to go check up on her for some reason while she's not on patrol. Willow gets to her room and then opts, of course, for the library instead because, once again, another huge rager. I said there was 3 awful things that happen, or awful people that you see in this episode. The third happens now as Oz leaves Willow's dorm, head over to try and find Buffy. He passes a group of people. He sees a girl. She sees him. They look at each other oddly, and he keeps going on. And you got to keep a pin in that too. But yeah, there'll be more on that later.
Oh my god! I just realized that.
And then you're gonna see some more soldiers running around. So just to remind you guys that there's soldiers happening at this campus.
Yeah, it's a paramilitary outfit here.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Now we get to see a rare scene between Oz and Buffy.
This was nice. Seeing a different pairing of the Scooby Gang.
Well, this was done for a specific reason. And we'll find that out later and stuff like that. But they wanted to get these two together here, right for when they had a chance to do it. So Buffy's describing Kathy again and gets into the fight things. Oz has to remind her that nobody ever deserves a mime. She wants to know why he came on patrol by himself. He says it's better than homework. And yeah, that's Oz. He's like, okay, yeah. He warns that her ranting may be scaring the demons away, which you could also see. And then she does some more miming about what she would do to Kathy. Busts a bench in half, guys, right in half.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she thought it.
I love Oz's deadpan. I love
Yeah.
Oz's deadpan. Well, good news, you killed the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So funny.
It looked shifty. Guys. Now, we go.
Can't really trust them in the dark.
Okay, so for most of this episode, I was like, okay, Kathy's annoying. I get it. Now, the two grossest things that she does in the entire episode. First, clipping her toenails on the bed and just letting them fall to the floor.
Disgusting.
What's going on here? Buffy starts the pencil
How do
tapping.
you clip your toenails, Rob? Do you put it over a trash can?
Yep, or grab a garbage bag and stuff like that. Yep.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to be as neat and tidy as I can and stuff like that. And I definitely wouldn't do it while other people are watching this, even more gross. So, the pencil tapping is starting to sound like cannons going off. The Believe is getting cranked now. Buffy puts her earmuffs on, and then the worst thing, and I have trouble even saying it to you two. You two are my friends. When she starts cracking open a hard-boiled egg, that is my least favorite food. Like, just I cannot handle it. Egg salad sandwiches and hard-boiled eggs are the absolute least favorite.
Really?
Yeah, Tanya will threaten me by saying she's going to cook some eggs, hard-boiled eggs. You may not want to be in the house. It's like, yeah, I can't do it. I can't.
I like
Anyway,
eggs. Nowadays, eggs are a sign of
oh, I love eggs.
Well,
I just hate hard-boiled
wealth.
eggs.
No, I'm saying nowadays
Oh, are
eggs
they?
are a
Is that
sign
a
of
thing?
wealth. Yes,
Oh.
because
they're
eggs,
so expensive now.
a dozen of eggs now is like $8, $10.
You guys are
Like they're
nuts.
even at Walmart. I think they're like at Walmart. They're like 5 or 6 now, and Walmart's usually the
No,
cheapest thing.
they're more expensive than that.
At Walmart,
They're like
We-
$8 here, where they're
We got,
generally
like, these
cheaper than evereverywhere else.
flats of eggs
if they're
from
eight,
Walmart.
if they're $8 where you at, they're like $12 over here. Then
Mm-hmm.
that's crazy.
Ridiculous. Anyways, they say enough, time back to bed and stuff like that. But the bad dreams are happening again, and so these guys, look kind of like Freddy. They're kind of acting a little Freddy-ish as too, you know. Then Buffy wakes up afterwards, and Kathy does just afterwards. Seems like she's still in the same boat. They're still waking up a little startled here now. For some reason,
I think Kathy's totally faking this because clearly this was Kathy doing it.
Yeah.
100%. But I'm trying to be sneaky.
Don't be
Anyways,
sneaky.
Kathy's complaining about Buffy to Willow in the hall for some reason.
Yeah, this was weird.
Yeah, she thinks Buffy's not quite normal. And
She
then
thinks Buffy deserves to be in a home. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Let me talk shit about my roommate to her friend from
Best friend. Yeah.
her longtime friend.
Yeah, because Kathy doesn't have anybody else to talk to. Maybe, who knows? We get to see Buffy watching them now. Then she comes over afterwards. She's a little even more manic, about her roommate. Willow says that hers sucks too, but they have to deal with it. Buffy agrees, and then just tells that Willow that since Kathy's evil and she fights evil, that she's going to have to kill Kathy. And just following, her train of thought, you can get it. All right, this is one thing you can say. Well, for Buffy, maybe I could see why she would get to find this conclusion.
She should, you know what, you should kill her based on her flossing. Just nearby. That's gross.
I would say the hard-boiled eggs. You just make sure
that
it doesn't
too.
happen.
See, boom.
But Willow suggesting maybe just changing roommates, but the danger's too great. She's got she's gotten too evil. She's got to take care of Kathy here. It's ridiculous. She's taken her toenail clippings and measured them. It turns out she says they're growing. So that's something that's
this is a perfectly normal thing for someone to do.
Yes. It goes into everyone's mind to do this when their roommates just cut their toenails in the middle of the room. Anyways, she's told to go tell Giles about this. Buffy says, yeah. She doesn't want to do anything crazy. You know what I mean? She goes to Giles's. Will gives him a call, giving him the heads up that crazy Buffy's heading over there. Like she's going to be a homicidal maniac style crazy. So there's a a couple of Xander scenes here that I absolutely love. This is one of them when they somehow, first off, create a net trap in the time that Buffy. They're only 6 miles away. They have a net trap.
Was that already made? Did they already make that? Was that already like nearby, or did they make it
Oh,
from
that's another
scratch?
thing. Like they got that net trap up
Does
real
Giles
fast.
have like a closet full of gadgets?
I'm
Yeah.
sure he probably does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, it goes off on her. They tie her up. Buffy says to him, this is gonna this is gonna hurt me than it hurts you. And when Xander says, "Don't say that," oh please don't say that. I love that line. I thought it was fantastic. Yeah. Giles says something's amiss here. Buffy gets him to look at the nail clippings and stuff like this. He tells her that he thinks the path demon probably just possessed her. He's going to get the boys to watch her while he goes to the magic shop for supplies to a spell. Always nice to hear about the magic shop. Willow's going to tell Kathy now that she and Buffy should spend some time apart. I think this should have been, one of the first things said to these two. Anyways, Kathy finds it unfair that she does anything, seeing how in need of institutionalization Buffy is. Willow says she isn't sure of that, even though just 5 minutes before she was saying, homicidal maniac crazy Buffy is coming over, let's capture her. Whatever. She thinks, Kathy thinks that Buffy's capable of running off and harming herself or worse. Well, the running off part, she's nailed 100%. Someday she may take things too far. Then Willow gets a call from Oz telling her about what happened there. Willow leaves. She tells Kathy, you know what? You're right. You can stay here, no problem. Buffy is still trying to convince Oz and Kathy that Kathy's, not quite right. Xander wants to believe her, of course. Oz warns him against engaging, which is also fun. And then Xander worries about how tight the rope is here, guys. Oz suggests to check it. Nervous laughter here from Xander as he says, oh dear God. It's just don't go by the legs. Just stay clear of the legs. They get nearer, and 100% they get coconutted, and the rope wasn't tight enough, guys.
Yep.
Oh, that's what it's called, coconutted.
That's what I always called it. Cloak. You know what I mean?
That's very good.
So,
that's very good, Rob.
Thank you very much.
You
monster. Anyways, Buffy gets back to her room. Kathy's still there for some reason. Now it's time to talk. Buffy folds just a corner of that rug up, just to push some more buttons. And she gets pimp slapped for it, which is, all right.
That's a very matured response.
It's escalating. I would say that escalating things.
Escalating, yeah.
So Buffy is gonna grab onto her head for some reason, then pull her face off, guys.
This was gross.
Yeah, I was a little queasy.
This was gross, but I was waiting for the reveal that she was one of these demons at this point.
Yeah, 100%. She's one of the glowy-eyed bunch.
I was watching it on the train, and I got a little queasy, and thank God nothing came out because that was nasty.
Oh boy,
that was gross.
That was gross. Anyways, it was almost a sound as gross as the egg getting cracked open. Anyways, the other two glowy dudes are now finished their ritual. How long did it take them to say this ritual? Like over a day, for goodness sakes. Another demon pops out of the ground. A little less glowy-eyed, this guy. So he must be the boss. You know what I mean? We go back to the barn, and this is where we find out, or the dorm. Did I say barn? Go back to the dorm. Yeah. This is where we find out.
The way they were acting, it probably is a barn. Those wild animals.
Oh my!
I cannot believe that no one came to the door, tried to figure out what was going on. Just the guy next door.
Yeah. And it happens like right here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the guy next door just opens his door and is like, "Can you stop? I'm trying to study," and closes his door again. Like, what the hell?
That was even passive aggressive too. Some of us are trying to study. Anyways.
Oh man, you know what, man? My friend talked about the passive aggressiveness of America and the way people are nowadays. And we need to bring back that aggressive. It's like, hey, shut your mouth.
Passive aggression is such a terrible trait to have.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Just say what's on your mind. It's way cleaner and easier just to say what's on your mind. Anyways, we get back to the dorm. We find out Kathy was the one doing the ritual to Buffy. And then we see, it's getting interspliced now with Giles reading about the ritual and transdimensional demons. Kathy then apologizes. She left her home to go to college. These guys followed her, and they find each other.
Can
Giles
we?
keeps
Can
reading
we?
about the absence of a soul. Like the absence of a
Mm-hmm.
soul is how they recognize each other.
Can we? Can we talk
Yeah.
about how during the fight, Buffy grabs her sweater and tries to choke out Kathy,
Yeah.
like
And
it was
Kathy
gonna,
just rips the sweater in
like
half.
it was gonna work.
Well, it was
Yeah.
ruined anyways, wasn't it? That's a
Yeah.
catch-up scene's a
Yeah.
tough one. That's a tough one. Anyways, this is why we find out that Kathy was trying to take Buffy's soul out here, and then they would just take Buffy instead. But Buffy's released to not watch Kathy floss anymore, at least. So
Mm-hmm.
working out more fighting. The fighting incredibly stunt double heavy. I will
Mm-hmm.
say this, and very notable. They got a little sloppy here in the beginning of season 4 and the beginning
Yeah.
of season 1 in Angel as well. You'll notice too, and then Buffy gets thrown through that incredibly flimsy door. Like they make all the doors in Southern California out of balsa wood. Then we see Oz and Xander wake up just as Willow arrive.
Mm-hmm.
They try calling Kathy to tell her to get out of there, but she's busy beating Buffy in the head with the phone at that
Mm-hmm.
time. I like that part. I thought that was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Giles comes back. He tells him Buffy was right all along. The he measured the toenail clippings, and they've been growing. Everything Buffy said is right. So he gives them the lowdown on the demons now. Xander thinks that because Buffy's been getting her soul sucked out, that's why she's
Mm-hmm.
been in a mood or whatever it is. Willow again promises remorse, but these guys are always wrong about Buffy. They're always wrong. It would be so much easier. Just take Buffy at her word. She doesn't screw around. Anyways, it seems Giles start to reverse the ritual. Oz is gonna hightail it over to Buffy's Oz and Xander. They're still fighting. This is when the neighbor complains. Buffy's room number, by the way, 214. If you ever want to, win a bet at a Buffy bar, her room number 214. The window gets broken, and Kathy grabs Buffy by the face. Now it's time to finish this job. Giles is right near the end of his little ritual, though, and as Kathy goes to suck the rest of the soul out, the soul actually pops back into Buffy.
Her dad shows up.
Yeah, I don't know who it was. I just said, it seemed the way
It
that she was
seemed
like saying
very
young lady and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And she says,
Well,
you're treating me like I'm 900 all the
I'm
time. I'm
3,000.
3,000.
at the
Yeah.
very least, this is like the leader of her clan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Something maybe more like that. But anyways, the guys show up just to watch Kathy and the other dude get floor vortex back to their dimension.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the episode, we see Buffy and Willow. Now they get to be roommates. I don't know why this just wasn't a thing right from the
That's what
beginning
I'm
that they could do
saying.
this so easily.
Cause I've been
Yeah,
to college recently. I remember
show
going to
off.
college. You can either enter a random draw,
Yeah,
which most people do, or you have a roommate set and you file paperwork together saying this is my roommate. These are the necessary documents. So I
I
never
mean,
understood.
it depends on the college. Some colleges won't let you do that.
yeah. Maybe they want you to meet other people. Ferrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And this is the
Grow your
90s, so it's
experience.
probably hasn't changed. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyways,
We don't know how it operates at University of California at Sunnydale.
that's true. UC Sunnydale,
Yeah.
the enormous campus they have there, in a
UCSD,
two Starbuck town, by the way. Now,
which
there's
is funny because there is a UCSD in real life, but it's
It's not.
San
Yeah.
Diego, right?
yeah.
So Celine Dion poster goes down. The Dingoes Ate My Baby poster goes up, which
Mhm.
is a pretty big poster, I think, for just a local bar band.
Mhm.
I
Yep.
thought it was pretty cool, though. Will's apologizing. Buffy says there's no need.
Yes, there is a need. No,
Yeah,
Buffy needs to stop. Yes,
yeah,
you need to stop doubting me. I am inherently knowing of these demons because I am the chosen one.
yeah.
Who the hell are
Well,
you?
they got three more seasons, including this one, to get maybe to that point. It never comes, by the way. Anyways, she just tells her that it was Kathy's demonic ways that made her no fun and stuff like that. And then for some reason, Willow just says, "Are you gonna eat this?" Grabs Buffy's sandwich and bites into it.
Yeah.
How ridiculously rude is that too? And then we get the eyes thing come back and again, another meme.
Uh-huh.
And that's it. That's it for that one, guys. Next time we get the first real crossover episode with Angel in the first part. It's happening the harsh light of day on Buffy, where there's a number of old friends coming back to Sunnydale. Some stick around, some will be in and out and stuff like that. But again, another episode that I think is absolutely fantastic. Harsh Light of Day is next. Guys, can you tell me what you're going to be up to? Not only just a little bit later from now, but on the rest of the Let's Get Ready Network.
So today, guys, 5 o'clock on our sports channel, me and Adelia will be live streaming the NFL draft first round. Adelia will probably be happy, and I'll probably lose all my hair because I'm ripping it out.
Oh.
5 o'clock Pacific for the record.
5 o'clock Pacific for the record. So there's that. But then we have a special edition of Good Friends, Better Rivals on Saturday at 3. We'll be recapping the entire NFL draft because the NFL draft ends at 12:30 Pacific on Saturday. And then we will have our show on 3 o'clock. Thank you.
You can also find us on this channel on Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific, recapping WrestleMania 41 with Caleb over on the Open Table. And the NFL Draft Watch Along is going to be fun tonight. I don't know if I'll be happy or not. We'll find out. I don't think Ferris will be, and that'll be fun to watch. And then starting 11 over on the sports channel, Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, and whatever time Snark usually says it is in Newfoundland.
Half hour after Eastern.
Half hour after Eastern, okay. So that'll be our recap of the week
8:30?
that was in the Premier League. Yeah. The week
That's
that was, recapping the week that was in the Premier League. Liverpool's probably going to win the title this weekend, so
Yeah.
we'll have champions most likely by the time we get around to next week's show.
Yeah, it may be a little different moving forward. Just say that. It may be a little different. If we're not going to be having to cover the
Also-
bottom, if we're not having to cover the top, we'll just maybe concentrate on what's going on with the English places, like the European places. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Also, guys, next week, it is the beginning of our third iteration of the Rewatchers Council.
I was getting to that.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Continue.
We have the Angel edition of Rewatchers Council coming out tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific. Councilman at Large Brennan Marr joined us to talk about Season 1, Episode 2 of Angel. And then Lonely Heart. And then next week, we've got 3 editions of the Rewatchers Council for you. Buffy, The Harsh Light of Day on Thursday live, 3 p.m. Pacific, as Snark said. Angel, we've got... whatever the third episode of Angel is called. I don't remember. On Friday, 3 p.m. Pacific. And then Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific, we will be releasing our Iron Man review in the first episode of our MCU Rewatchers Council.
Pretty... we're busy with this stuff. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, we
Anyways, that's good. Yeah, it's something... The MCU one is something that's been talked about for a while now, so it's cool to see that it's actually getting going.
Yeah. Snark, what about you this weekend?
Well, Danny and I are going to talk about Andor, I guess. The first 3 episodes. So it's like little like 3 movies, I guess they're doing, right? Because it's the 3 episodes kind of take place in a year, I hear, something like that.
Yeah.
So now we'll be talking Andor this weekend. I believe that's at 4:30 Eastern, 5 o'clock in Newfoundland. If I remember right. I'm going at the top of my head. Saturdays.
1:30 Pacific on Saturday, 3:30 Central.
I got it.
Yes.
Anyways, and after that, yeah, well, I think we've covered everything. Playoff Beards is going to be back at some point. I'll talk with Ryan. We're going to cover what's been happening in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Things have been going fine for me. We'll see what happens now as things move to St. Louis, because as they say, it's never a series till you win a game on the road. Unless you win all your games at home and you have a home ice advantage throughout the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It is the bilingual channel now. We're going to maybe... Yeah.
It's not. It's really not. Snark may have started Playoff Beards the last episode in French, and Ryan may have responded in French, and I may have said, "Why are you speaking in French?" Yeah. Because we are not a bilingual channel.
Well, why can't we? Why can't we be, Adelia?
Because we don't all speak French.
Well, you know what? Well, some of us need to. Well, some of us need to start learning new skills.
Oh my God, is that even a skill? I don't think so. Anyways,
learning speaking a language, yeah.
I don't know if it's a skill. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for enduring Rewatchers Council with us this week. It was fun to talk about living conditions. We'll be back in a week's time with the harsh light of day. And until then, as Kathy famously said in this episode, we will see you next time.